Morning, this is Mr. Westra with Half Brother 27, part number 2. And because I did my math wrong, grade 8s, this is going to be a short section, but here we go. I called Peter the next morning, early as usual. He's been having a bit of a bad patch, Ben. I'm not going to lie to you. Zan and Rachel were still getting along, and they shared a cage at night, but apart from her, the other chimps weren't accepting him. Part of it was Zan. He didn't want to fit in. He liked spending time with Peter outside the chimp house, but that was about it. But you said the last time he was making progress, I said, confused. Sometimes there's a kind of a delayed thing, said Peter. Halson says he's seen it before. They're okay for the first while. Then they freak out. Maybe we were delaying it with Halson's human therapy experiment. I thought it was a stupid idea myself, but he's technically my thesis supervisor, so I can't really say no to him. Anyway, Zan's gotten kind of antisocial. What do you mean exactly? He doesn't seem to enjoy much, said Peter. He's not eating so well. He pulls out the hair on his arms a bit. I swallowed. Why would he do that? Halson's said it's common. It's a trauma reaction. It passes. He also rocks by himself sometimes. I remembered that film I'd seen last year. That tiny chimp in a tiny cage, hugging himself and rocking, desperate for any kind of contact and comfort. The rip in my chest started opening up again. What about Rachel? Doesn't she hug him? Yeah, when Zan lets her, but sometimes he just wants to be alone. He misses us, I said. I'm there with him every day, Ben. I'm taking flack from Halson because I'm carrying Zan around everywhere and feeding him by hand. He just wants to toss Zan into a cage with the other adolescents and be done with it. What would happen? I asked, horrified. They'd fight. They'd scream. But then Zan would finally realize he's a chimp and get on with his life. That's Halson's theory. Not a big fan of babying. We'll be down in 2 weeks, I said. I know. Halson's pissed off, though. He thinks you'll just set him back. I didn't care about Halson. I needed to see Zan, but it killed me to think my presence might hurt him more. I fought to keep my voice steady. Do you think I shouldn't come? I asked. You come, he said. You need to see him. Does Zan need to see me? I can't think of anything in the world that would make him happier, said Peter. Before falling asleep that night, I worried about Zan. And when I woke up, I worried about him some more. I crashed and burned on my final exams. I had hardly opened the books. I told Mom and Dad I was studying, but I wasn't. Report cards came 2 days before Mom and I were to leave for Nevada. Dad said, Your marks can't be very pleasing to you, Ben. I took a deep breath. The data is correct, Dr. Tomlin. I am unexceptional. Project Ben was a failure. But don't worry. I'm sure there's somewhere you can send me. He looked at me, and there wasn't anger in his eyes, only sadness. He exhaled, and then stabbed me with a smile. Well, it's been a tough term. I hope you and your mom have a good time in Nevada. I wanted to say something to him. Sorry, or there's something like that. I felt my hands twitch, like they wanted to sign. Like they wanted to say something my mouth couldn't, but no words came.